Welcome back to Vibrations and Libations. I'm Keith.
And I'm James.
So tonight we're listening to Foo Fighters, Concrete and Gold.
Yep.
Finally.
Finally.
It's been out for, what, a year?
I guess, probably close to it.
And what are we drinking?
And tonight we're drinking Founders Solid Gold. Put that up there, you can see it a little bit better, kind of keep the gold theme here going, concrete and gold, and some solid gold Founders. And it's a premium lager. I've not had this yet. I don't think Keith has had it either, so we're going to be trying it for the first time.
The label, I mean, it looks like it's not a craft beer label.
Right.
This looks like a old timey. Regular old beer, like
yeah, it reminds me a lot of Coors Banquet. It's kind of got that old West kind of look, you know, to me, like the lettering and everything on it. It's kind of just an old kind of classic, you know, old kind of classic beer can. I don't know if that's what they were going for or not, but
good job, like Founders. We like that.
Yeah, good job, Founders. I like a lot of Founders stuff. Dirty Bastard, of course, Founders Breakfast Stout is my favorite beer, probably of all time. So I'm excited to try this out and see what we got.
Well, let's pour it.
Let's do it.
We'll pour, and then I'll talk about the album a little bit.
I think this is probably, I don't know if Founders puts the other stuff out in cans or not. This is probably the first Founders beer I've had in a can.
Mine.
Everything else is in a bottle that I've had. So if you guys out there in YouTube land know of other Founders in a can, let me know and we'll look it up. All right, so let's see if I can get that up here. It's pretty light in color.
This is great beer pouring music. It's gonna make a lot of head.
That's what she said. All right, so again, this is they call this a premium lager.
Golden rich color there.
Yeah.
Folks.
It's 4.4% alcohol by volume and 20 IBUs, so we'll see just how bitter it is.
So, Concrete and Gold is the 9th studio album by Foo Fighters.
Man.
It's hard to believe they only have 9 albums.
Yeah, for as long as they've been.
I know it.
And I think they're
like
pretty prolific.
1995?
Yeah. Something like that,
yeah. When the Foo Fighters' first album came out. And, damn, only 9 guys. Come on. I know Dave is busy with...
oh man, he's doing something all the freaking time.
All the time. He's in everybody's business.
Yeah.
And we love that, by the way.
Yeah. One of the coolest guys in rock and roll, or just music in general, I think. Just really down-to-earth guy.
In my opinion, yes.
Yes.
He is. Mine in your opinion.
Yeah.
And also, neck and neck, I don't know how much you know about Corey Taylor, but
not a lot.
As far as modern musicians or more relevant right now, Corey Taylor and Dave Grohl, hand in hand, there's some badasses, some ambassadors of rock, of heavy metal music, rock, hard rock. We love it.
And they don't take themselves too serious. They're not, walking around with their nose up in the air. I mean, they're down to earth, and I think that's what really makes them. I personally have not listened to a whole lot of Foo Fighters. I had their first album, of course, when it came out. I listened to a few songs on their second album, and then up until listening to this, he said, "Hey, we should do this album." I was like, "Okay." And this album rocks. And I want to go back and listen to the other stuff, but I'm kind of afraid maybe it's not as good as this. So what's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion is Foo Fighters are like Tom Petty. You can listen to any Foo Fighters album and it's going to be good.
Okay.
There's going to be good stuff on it, and there may be some kind of flat stuff on there, but it's not going to be horrible. But Foo Fighters are tried and true, the good rockers, but as far as albums go, to me, this is one of their best, if not their best. They're 20-some years in their career, and they're fucking putting out some badass shit. I mean, came out September 15th, 2017.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been more than a year.
Yeah.
And on RCA Records. And the band describes this album as where hard rock extremes and pop sensibilities meet. So what they mean by that is Dave Grohl was kind of having a hard time writing music and shit like that, and then he started flowing, got the approval of the band with what he was writing and stuff, and then he was like, you know, maybe I need a pop producer.
Right.
You know, we've never worked with a pop producer, so they got together with Greg Kirsten.
Okay.
And he is a pop music producer, and Adele is
I like Adele.
someone he has produced, and many others. And it was his first time producing a hard rock album. He never produced rock and roll, hard rock, or anything in the like. So first for both sides of the story.
Right.
And I think it was a great collaboration. You know, the band, because they picked this guy, the studio they recorded in, there were several acts in and out. Dave Grohl, if you guys follow any news at all, you know that during the California wildfires, Dave Grohl has like a mobile barbecue pit. Kind of like we see around here. We're from the barbecue capital of the world, Dave Grohl. You should come to Owensboro, Kentucky.
Right.
You know,
right.
we're kind of attached to Owensboro here because it's the biggest town around us. And anyway, we're used to seeing those mobile pits. But Dave Grohl took his mobile pit out and cooked for the firefighters.
That's awesome.
You know, give them a little relief, do something with them, and you know. But anyway, during the recording of this album, at the recording studio, Dave Grohl was like grilling and shit and inviting people over, and you know, people were in and out and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a good vibe with this album. And they also, Dave says this album is about hope and desperation because of the 2016 election, you know. It was a horrible, and we all want to forget that shit. It's 10 times worse now. I'm not looking forward to 2020, and I'm looking forward to 2020 to get that motherfucker. And then, beep. No political shit.
Let's continue talking about the album here. So.
Well, this album was political,
yes,
and hope and desperation because, you know, things are in turmoil. The current administration doesn't think that global warming is a thing, and it is.
Right.
We need to, I mean, that's something we need to get on because it's going to affect our kids, not our great grandkids. It's not affecting them, it's going to affect our kids.
Right.
And we need to get on that.
Well, there's too much money tied up into destroying the world.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go to Mars anyway in the next 20 years.
Concrete and gold. There's concrete and gold to be had.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the plan is that all the rich, influential people will go to Mars, and all the poor guys will just stay here and be fucked. You know.
Hey, maybe it'll be better if all the rich people go to Mars.
Maybe it will be. You guys go on ahead. Let us know. Send us a postcard. Take a few years to get here, but we'll still read it.
That's what this song is about. Make it right, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake is on this track, by the way.
Justin Timberlake. We're dealing with a lot of pop stuff here lately. We got some Justin Timberlake on this album. The Flaming Lips album we had the other day.
Miley Cyrus?
The other day, a few weeks ago, and Miley Cyrus on it, right? And what's happening to us?
I don't know. Maybe we're pop guys.
Before you know it, we're going to start listening to pop radio.
I like Justin Timberlake. I don't like his music. I'm sorry, Justin, but I recognize...
It doesn't make him a bad person.
No, I recognize that it's just not my style. I recognize his talent in it, and it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and I've heard some of his songs and thought they were good, and would compare him with talent like Michael Jackson.
Sure. Yeah.
But I like him as an artist, as a performer, as an actor.
Right.
He was great in Alpha Dog. If you haven't seen that movie, you should watch it. but you know, he's great on this album. I don't even know he's there.
Yeah.
But he's singing,
maybe that's why he's so great.
Singing backing vocals on this. And thank you, Justin, for being on a badass album.
Yeah, sure.
There's several people on the album, including from Boys to Men fame, Sean Stockman. And Sean Stockman, he's on the very last track, Concrete and Gold, the title track. And they layered his vocals to sound like 40 people singing at once. And I agree, that's what it sounds like. And I mean, I didn't know that was him singing the backing vocals, but great job, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
The perfect track to end the album with as well.
It is, man. And it's for the Foo Fighters, it's kind of like a weird kind of track. It's probably the most psychedelic Foo Fighters track I've ever heard.
Yeah. Pretty, it's out there. All right, so what about the beer? We've both been sitting here drinking it. It's kind of, I mean, I'll be honest, it's kind of got the color of like a hazy Coors Light or, you know, some kind of light beer like that.
Oh man, it's hazy like Bud Light.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of. I mean, I'm not going to say that it affects the taste at all, but it's kind of got a look of piss to it. But if piss tastes like this, I would drink it.
Yes, because this is really good. By the way,
it's good piss right here.
It's a premium lager, and they're right about that. It's a really good tasting beer. I mean, freaking, you know, like American lager, those, you know, Budweiser, Coors, Miller. They all have. I like Miller High Life a lot. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that, but more heavy craft brew flavor there.
Yeah, it's got a good flavor to it.
It's really more of everything.
Yeah,
more hops, more just more flavor.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's the big beer kind of watery taste. You know, no. it's got a flavor to it.
You're tasting those grains.
Yeah, and I don't know. Does it have corn syrup in it? That's the big thing nowadays.
Maybe it does. Corn syrup, man.
Here's what I'm worried about as far as drinking a beer goes. 1, does it taste good? 2, will it get you drunk if you need to be drunk? I don't care if it's got corn syrup in it. I don't care if it's got Aunt Your Mama maple syrup in it. I don't care. Does it taste good? Will it get me drunk?
Yes.
Agreed. Whatever. Freaking put a bunch of rice or whatever. Fuck you, Bud Light. That's all I got to say about that. Fuck you, Bud Light. Dilly.
Dilly.
Dilly. Good night.
That's the best thing about Bud Light right there.
The commercials?
Dilly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I enjoyed the commercials. I like seeing Bud Light. I mean, Coors Light and Miller Light in the Bud Light commercials, and it was their actual product in the commercial, and I was like, hey, look at that. I like that. That's cool. There's Miller Light riding right there with the Bud Light guy.
All right, so the beer, you like it?
I like it.
Yeah, I would definitely. Well, this comes in a 6-pack, by the way. I think I paid $8.99 for the 6-pack. It's not bad at all. Where I buy Founders at a lot, you're going to pay for a 4-pack bottles, maybe anywhere from $9.99 to $14.99, depending on what beer it is. And I've even seen Backwoods Bastard priced at a ridiculous $24.99 for a 4-pack, but of course I didn't buy that. So, but yeah, I think this is a solid beer. This is a beer you could pack in a cooler, go to a ball game or at a barbecue or something, and you're not going to have 1 or 2 and then be full. This is spring's coming around the corner, barbecue, summer, ball game, stuff like that. This would be a good beer just to smash at a music festival.
Right.
You know, get a cooler full of them and just kick back and just smash them down.
If you're going to see the Foo Fighters, drink this shit.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. Dave Grohl's not drinking it, he's drinking Coors Light.
Yeah. Jägermeister. Oh, were we supposed to mention that?
Oh.
I don't know. Sorry. Okay. Anyway.
Just don't point it to it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, So album. This side is done. Let's flip the album over.
We're gonna flip it.
Okay. So we're back here. We flipped the first album over, or the first record over, and so this song is La Di Da, and I'm gonna pour another beer because I like it. There will be no surprise at the end of this video about my rating of this beer. So, anyway. So where did we leave off at? Talking about the album or talking about the beer?
I think we were talking about the beer.
Okay.
We were raving about the beer.
All right.
We're rambling this video, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's a rainy Sunday night.
Yeah, it's raining. It hasn't stopped raining here in Kentucky.
And it's a Sunday night, and this album.
We lived in the damn rainforest.
Sunday rain.
Sunday rain, yes. It's fitting.
It is.
Sunday rain. All right, favorite tracks. James, go.
Okay, The Sky's Neighborhood, Dirty Water. Those are they're tied for first. I do like Run a lot, but I can't make a decision between Sky's Neighborhood, Dirty Water. So Sky's Neighborhood, just ramble on here for a minute. Kind of sounds to me like Imagine Dragons. It's got a more poppy kind of feel to it. I heard that and I skipped it the first time I listened to it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Let's go to the next song. And then as I listened to it the second time, I went ahead and listened to it all the way through and loved it. And I think it was kind of one of those moments where I just didn't like it because I didn't want to like it because it sounded too poppy. But I'll be gosh damned if it wasn't a fucking good song, and it's got a nice hook to it and it's stuck in my head and I like it.
And by the way, James wasn't familiar with the singles on this either.
No.
So, you know, he isn't just picking the popular thing there. He's picking what he genuinely liked on the album.
Yeah.
He hadn't really heard anything.
I had not heard anything from this album until I listened to it, and you know I stream. If Keith's got an album that I don't have, I just stream it and listen to it. But I'm going to buy this album for sure because it's a rockin' badass album.
My favorite track.
All right, favorite song.
Favorite track is Tide, and it is. There are several tracks on this that I absolutely love, and I love the tracks that James mentioned. But my two favorite tracks, I cannot put one over the other, are Arrows
That's a good song.
Sunday Rain.
Yeah, Sunday Rain's a good song too.
I love those fucking tracks. Arrows you cannot listen to on anything but ultra loud volume. It is magnificent. Sunday Rain, Taylor Hawkins sings lead vocals on that one, and that's the track that Paul McCartney plays drums on. And
Sir Paul, thank you for still being relevant after all these years. I appreciate that.
And but it is badass. I loved it even before I knew Paul McCartney played drums on it. I was listening to the whole album and I was like, oh my God, Taylor Hawkins is going to be my favorite track on this one. But Arrows is awesome. And then, you know, Concrete and Gold, that track is just beautiful. And I love it because I love psychedelic music, and it is the most psychedelic Foo Fighters song to date.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get more Foo Fighters stuff because you know the first album I bought, of course, when it came out because of the Nirvana connection, you know, and it had some really good and popular singles on it, and I thought that was a good album to start off with. And again, I just kind of went astray and was listening to other stuff, not necessarily Foo Fighters stuff. And this album's kind of brought me back to the whole Dave Grohl, you know, thing right there. So, thanks, Keith.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Cheers to you, brother.
Always willing to share the music.
A good friend will give you something to listen to that you like, and they'll know that you like it. And I do like this one. And I like this beer. Okay, so I'm going to rate the beer. I'll get my rating out of the way here.
All right, rate it.
I'm going to rate this beer a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
I like it that much. When I go to Romp this year, which those who are not from Kentucky or not bluegrass music fans may not know, that Romp is a major bluegrass festival that we have here in Owensboro, Kentucky. And we live really close to where Bill Monroe, the originator of bluegrass music, was born and where he lived for a number of years.
And that is not Owensboro, Kentucky.
No.
That is Rosine.
Rosine, Kentucky.
Rosine,
a little
Kentucky.
Small place in Kentucky.
In Ohio County, the county in which we live in.
Right. So Owensboro is about 30 miles away from where we live at, or from where I live at anyway. And they have a huge music festival called Romp every year, and I'm going to be smashing these the whole week at Romp. So if you're a bluegrass music fan, check into Romp, and you might like the lineup this year. They've got a pretty solid lineup so far for what they've announced, so I'll leave that at that. 5 out of 5 for the beer.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence. Just because I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, just because it's not stellar, but it is really good. I really like it. Excuse me. I have no complaints about the beer whatsoever. I do taste a little corn syrup in there, Founders.
So if you went to a bar and you saw this on tap, would you get it? Would you get one? Or would you look for something else?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would too, for sure.
I would probably, if I went to a bar and they had this on tap, and I was looking for more mellow flavor. I didn't want an IPA or a stout. I would be, and I was looking for something, and they had this. I'd be like, oh yeah, give me that. You know.
Yeah. I think this is probably Founders. I don't know if it's an attempt or maybe they just decided to go this route. I don't know, but I think this is a good selection by Founders as an everyday beer.
Yeah.
It's not super expensive. Again, I got this, I think it was $8.99 for the 6-pack that I got, which is more expensive than your normal everyday beers. But it's a good attempt by Founders to put out something that's going to reach the masses. Not an IPA, not a stout. It's just a normal drinking beer, I think. So good barbecue beer. You can just, like I said, just keep smashing. So I'll probably go buy another 6-pack tonight and smash it tomorrow while I'm off from work.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Let's rate the album.
Rate the album. You want to go first, or you want me to?
I'll go first.
Go first.
You went first on the beer.
Go first. Maybe I won't ramble as much.
I will give it 5 out of 5 because it is stellar. Good effort by the Foo Fighters to kind of break away from what they're used to doing.
Yeah.
Now, by all means, this album does sound like the Foo Fighters. It has the classic sound, and it's not a huge departure from their past, but it definitely has passion and fire, and it rocks the fuck out. And that's why I give it a 5 out of 5.
I will agree with Keith. 5 out of 5 all day long. The Foo Fighters are, they've got the Nirvana connection. That's never going to go away. But they have stood out through time. And I'm going to say this without listening to a lot of their music, but they're an iconic rock band.
Yes.
No matter whether you like them or not, they have kept rock music alive and relevant throughout the years. And so I'm going to listen to more of them after listening to this album, and I respect the hell out of them, because they just keep rocking. They just keep putting out their shit and doing what they want to do.
Right.
And I think that's great. So Foo Fighters, 5 out of 5 on Concrete and Goat.
They're doing what they love.
Yep.
That is what this album is all about. We love rock and roll. We love the rock. We got something to say. Let's put it in your face.
Yep. That's what she said. Had to throw that in there once again. Okay. All right, so do we have anything else to add about Concrete and Gold other than go out and buy it?
Other than this is one of my favorite tracks.
This is? Okay.
Let's cheers on this.
Cheers. All right, awesome. Okay, so if you've not listened to Concrete and Gold, stream it, go out and buy it is what I recommend, because that's what I'm going to do. give it a listen. I think if you're a Dave Grohl fan, if you're a Foo Fighters fan and you've never listened, well, if you're a Foo Fighters fan, you've probably listened to it.
If you're a Paul McCartney fan, if you're Justin Timberlake fan,
if you're a Boyz II Men
if you're
fan.
Sean Stockman from Boyz II Men fan, listen to this album.
If you're a music fan, listen to this album.
There's one more thing I failed to mention. It's important. It's important though, because their keyboardist, their touring keyboardist, Rami Jaffe.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right, Rami. He's a permanent member as of this album. And he is on this album.
Nice.
And his keys are on the last track, Concrete and Gold, which makes it psychedelic and awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
So I had to get that in there.
All right.
Go ahead, James.
Okay.
Twitter and Facebook, like us and thumbs up.
Subscribe and thumbs up.
Do all that on YouTube.
If you're an Instagram follower, jump over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. And that's all I've got to say. So for Vibrations and Libations, another episode. A few weeks we'll be doing this for 2 years.
Right.
2 years.
2 years.
So we may have to kick out a 2-year anniversary special for this channel.
We didn't do anything for 1 year.
No, we didn't. I didn't know if we'd make it 1 year.
James forgot our 1 year anniversary, and I will not let him forget again.
Listen, I've got a wife. That's all the anniversaries I can remember, okay?
No, I forgot it too. I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. 2 years in a couple of weeks.
Our first video was really bad, but anyway. We may have to do a redo.
It was even worse than this one.
It was. It really was. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. For Vibrations and Libations, he's Keith.
And he's James.
Hey, we got it right. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.
We're turning this shit up.
Do it.